What's up? What's up? What's up, guys? We are back. It is a new year. It is the same me, but new year. That's how we rolling today. That's how we rolling today. Welcome to the Preach Not Read. Happy New Year's to everybody. I know we've been gone. I know we've been doing things. It's been the holidays. We've been hustling, bustling, getting our money back up from that Christmas and that New Year's travel. I hope safe travels to all y'all. Thank y'all. Welcome back to the Preach Not Read. But you know how I do. We back together. This for us, this is 2 weeks strong, 2 weeks strong, we back together. So we trying to make it a record. We trying to go on a record. But let me introduce my lovely co-host. I want to since we in the basketball season, I want to bring them out in a basketball mood. You know, this is one of my guys, one of my best friends, man. This dog here for North Carolina. He went to FAMU. But he went to the HBCU called them Rams, them Winston-Salem State Rams. He also played football at Winston-Salem State. He won a couple of rings. If you put all the rings on his finger, you could call that boy Thanos. He is also a cute dog. He a cute dog in this thing. My boy, Jerry Goodson.
Yes, sir. Q was in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man, I appreciate the introduction. My boy had the Q dog bark.
That was a puppy bark. That was a human bark. That what? No, I don't want to get beat up. That was a human bark. Let's get it straight. I said ruff.
That was a puppy bark. It wasn't no Q. Okay. We had to make sure.
Yeah. That was a ruff. Yeah. But back to the starting lineup for the pre-snap read. We have the head lady of pre-snap read. She hail from the booth, aka get the gat. She went to LSU. You know the boys from LSU. You know the boys from Baton Rouge. We talk about Boosie badass, baby. She down there. But she also went to Florida A&M. But I'm not done yet. I am not done yet. She also held at North Carolina Central University. She about to get 3 degrees in this thing. That head lady, the moderator, Robin McGee.
Ron, you really need another job because your introduction skills is out of this world. Like, I'm sitting over here like, wow, I am important. Thank you.
I gotta let my people feel important.
It's me. Thank you, Ron. I'm happy to be here.
I gotta let my people feel important. It's the new year. We had to start this
Happy
thing off
New
right.
Year. Yes, we're in 23. 2023. Right love.
Oh, yeah, and shout out to the #1 fan of the pre-snap read. This boy live in Tallahassee. Shout out to my boy Ray.
Ray.
My boy Ray.
Tallahassee finest.
Yes, sir. What's up, X-Man? How you doing? What's up with your boy? Yes, sir. But you already know, it's the pre-snap read, New Year. Hope everybody's New Year was good. How y'all New Year was?
Fantastic. I had a great time. I didn't have school. That was the kicker. I came back. I passed. So it's been a phenomenal New Year, y'all. Let me tell you, it's been great.
Good, definitely. Good. How was yours, dog?
Man, mine was good. Blessed, highly favored. Glad to see another year. Just a transition of New Year's, new stuff. Just a lot of things are just in motion for me. I don't like for me personally, I don't know what's going on, but I know something going on. So just just all that happening and just hope for the best this year for everybody. A lot of people have ups and downs. I know the NFL went through almost a tragedy, but it bounced back into a blessing. So I think this year is going to be a good year for everybody. Shout out to my boy Blue, man. We need to come,
Blue.
Blue. You need to come back on the show, Blue. I know you've been busy, but you need to come back on the show. We love you, Blue. But yeah, what about you, Jerry?
Everything was good, man. Went back to the crib, man. See the family, man. Got the year started off on a good foot, man. We starting the second semester at FAM, so we're getting everything rolling, dog.
Definitely. Talking about new year and new beginnings, Robin, I definitely want you to take this story because this is all you.
Yes. Okay. So just want to lay it out for people that don't know. Fisk University, located in Nashville, Tennessee, is the first HBCU, meaning the first ever in the history of HBCUs to add an intercollegiate gymnastics team, right? And we kind of talked about this like in our first show last year. We are approaching our 1 year anniversary, Ron. Oh my but we talked about this because this is, one of my many passions of trying to get HBCUs to add gymnastics, and Fisk University definitely got the ball rolling. And last weekend, they competed in their first competition, and they were competing against some big schools. You got UNC, they were competing against. They were competing against, I do believe it was Southern Connecticut University. And it's a new competition. So the competition they were at, it was called the Sweet 16, right? And they basically invite 16 teams to compete in 4 different sessions. And you got like UCLA at this meet, you got Auburn at this meet, you got Florida at this meet. So there were a lot of big name competitions, which is great because Fisk University needs that exposure since they are a new team. They're an HBCU. There are no other HBCUs for them to compete against. So they're going to be competing against some top tier schools. And the biggest thing about, after I watched the entire competition, I know some, young ladies that were doing their greatest and hardest at that competition. And one thing to write, like, really important for like just the community that just love HBCUs and love, the aspect of these schools generating new sports and those sports that you don't typically, see our African American women and men competing against. It's really important for the outside world to get involved in this, not just the people that are involved in gymnastics. Because like me myself, I was glued to the TV, right? Mm-hmm. But that's my sport. I grew up with it, and still connected to it. But now it's just one of those things that we definitely want to see more folks get invested in it, because that's going to push the envelope to these other HBCUs that see that. Because I mean, Fisk University, they're an NAIA school. And for people that don't know, like that's lower tiered than you're thinking of NCAA. You're thinking of smaller schools, typically more private schools. And for them to be able to make it happen, have their first competition competing against, these bigger schools, it's huge for like people in the SWAC or people in the MEAC, you know what I'm saying, to be able to do the same thing. So it was a great competition. One of the young ladies, Morgan Price, she scored the highest score out of the competition on vault, 9.9, which is only 0.5 away being a perfect score, because in gymnastics, you start off with either a perfect score, depending on the routine, which is a 10.0, or depending on the skill level, like you'll start either lower than that, just depending on what you're doing. And the start value for that skill that she did was a 9.95, and she scored a 9.9, which is hugely amazing because she only had a 0.5 or 0.05 margin for error. Like that's nothing. And honestly, I feel like they should have just given it to her, but that's just me and my bias. But it's one of those things that it's really exciting to see these girls and see the coaches, see even just the university, being in this limelight and being in this space where they can be able to show other HBCUs like, y'all can do it. If we can do it, Fisk University being in Nashville, not even a lot of people know where Fisk University is or what Fisk University is for that matter. You know what I'm saying? Like they're bringing a name for themselves just by competing and existing. So that is amazing for them to be able to have that recognition. I'm excited to see how they do the rest of the season. So shout out to them. Great. I was excited.
Robin, just to piggyback off of what you're saying, I saw a couple of highlights on Twitter, and I feel like they're bringing something that nobody has saw or nobody has felt, because in sports, your first is visual, then you feel it in the moment. Like this is going to be different. This is going to be transcending. This is going to be like something that's going to catch wildfire. And when it catches wildfire, it's no way it's going to stop at all. So when I just saw that, I saw the excitement of it. I was like, interesting. That makes me want to actually go to one. It makes me actually want to experience something. Especially like when more Black people see it and you learn about it and you grow from it. It makes you want to experience, or makes you want other Black girls. It makes other Black girls want to do it. So I commend Fisk University. I commend you, Robin, because like there are not a lot of people out here talking about gymnastics, but you know, you can come on this show and talk about gymnastics. I may not know what you're saying, but I know what's going on.
Hey, listen,
but I know what's going on.
And it's okay, because I mean, like, you know, a lot of people, when we think about the sport world in general, a lot of times, like, especially for our community, like we are so engaged and connected to excitement. We really don't be knowing half of the stuff that be going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Jerry can like preach about like football, but it's like me, I'm like, hey, man, he scored a touchdown. That's all I know. And the way he did it, that was the way I liked it. You know what I'm saying? That boy laid that boy out. I don't know what he did. I don't know how to call it. I don't know if it's a T formation or I, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's, I think for us, it's like we just gravitate toward excellence and how well how well we are just at everything that we do. And I think that's what we want to kind of, you know, portray in the world of gymnastics. Like, regardless, you know, like you said, Ron, like, granted, you don't have to know everything. It's the support and the exposure that we're looking for, because we wanted to grow like any other sport has grown in our HBCUs. Because if y'all know your history, our HBCUs was fundamentally like rooted for academics. We had our sports and that was all cool and dandy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like our Divine Nine had a up before the sports sometimes, which is great. But I'm like, that is something, there we go. But that is something that I feel like, you know, we as a community can definitely build upon with just more people being involved and just learning about it. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see it.
I agree with you, Ron, man. The interesting thing about HBCUs, we always take something and put our own twist on it. So it's going to be pretty interesting to watch how HBCU fans and how we engage with gymnastics. We never had that platform before. So I want to see, you know, if the band gets to go out there, or if we really kind of put our own little mix on it, and it's going to be a beautiful sight to see. So I'm definitely down for all of this. And before we move on, we spoke a little bit about Robin, but I don't think the viewers really know the magnitude of what Robin has been doing for gymnastics. This young lady has gone from AD to AD at multiple universities, preaching about how much they need to add gymnastics to their programs. So when we see these measures coming to the light, this young lady right here is one of the many people to thank, because she's been doing working wonders and meeting with people and bragging on gymnastics and all of that. So a brief round of applause for Robin, and we can move on for that.
Thank you. Look, I'm doing my due diligence, y'all. I'm doing it. Thank you.
Definitely. You know, I think, we just giving out so many flowers right now. I like this. You know, we just giving out flowers.
It's a new year,
man.
New flowers.
We're giving out flowers, man. I love it. I love it. Talking about some flowers, man. Whew. I know we haven't talked about it collectively.
Yeah.
I talked about it. Robin, go ahead.
You know what? I'm really excited about this because one, um, we talked about this whole shift with like Prime and like people getting new coaching jobs and people having these new, leaders. But Ed Reed, coming in the game, and now I feel like the thing about it is, I don't know, this is just my what do I say? This is my fortune telling, so to speak. I feel like people are going to try now that Prime is out of, the HBCU land, to try to get Ed Reed and now this position to almost like pick up where Prime is leaving off. Now, granted, I feel like it's one of those things where, you know what I'm saying? It's in the eye of the beholder and what he does with the program, right? Like it definitely depends on where he wants to take it and how he wants to go. But I feel like now that people are going to be missing Prime, it's like, okay, what is Ed Reed going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is he going to do in this position? I don't know. What do you guys think? I think that's just where I'm coming from. I'm like, because of his experience and where he was, in his professional career and where he's at now, it's like, y'all gonna put a lot of pressure on this man. But I mean, is he up for it? Is he not? I don't know. That's where I'm
Yeah,
at.
I mean, for me, I get what you're saying. It does feel like it's like a rebound from a girlfriend. Like, oh, you can't get
Right.
let me go to. But in all actuality, Ed Reed is a Hall of Fame guy, so he is no
Yeah.
slouch. So when it comes to Bethune Cookman, even though it is Bethune Cookman, we all know where they
But
stand in
they
my.
need that.
They definitely need that man because he's gonna work wonders. It may not beat FAMU, but I mean they'll beat other teams in the conference, and they'll do a lot better than what they've done in the past couple of years. So I think it's a
Yeah.
splash hire. It's a great hire for them. It's a great hire for their program. A great hire for their whole institution. Knowing that what they went through, last year with the hurricane, they didn't have a place to stay. They had to move from hotel to hotel during that time period. So it's a great hire for them. I'm hoping that he can, bring some dollar signs in with him with that name and get that institution, on level playing field when it comes to facilities with other universities. So I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Man, I'm all for it. Like I like to go. Y'all know me. I like to think and do all this other unnecessary stuff. For me, it's like this. Like, what if this is just a hypothetical? What if Prime stayed another year?
Mm.
I mean,
Mm.
what if?
Okay.
What
Okay. I
if?
feel you going, but I feel it.
What if we had like Prime, Eddie George, Hugh, Coach Willie up there, uh, Eddie Robinson, McNair. Basically, the HBCUs right now have like something like it's a conglomerate, and
Yeah.
we have to capitalize on everything we have right now. Prime laid the foundation for everybody. We really have to pick up the ball and carry it ourselves. Ed Reed is not Prime, and Prime is not Ed Reed. But at the end of the day, somebody has to pick up that helm. Somebody has to pick up that cross and carry it. I don't know
Right.
who it's going to be, but somebody has to do it. Somebody has to step up. Because if somebody don't step up, then we're going to fall back into the place like we were. Even though
Yeah.
like Ed Reed is not a showboater. He's not a promoter. He's not none of that. He's
Yeah.
Ed Reed, the
Yeah.
defensive player of the year, the Super Bowl champion. He got all these accolades. He's more
Right.
of an X's and O's type person. He's more of a detail-oriented type person. But that's besides the fact. Somebody has going to pick up that round for the HBCU land. But as far as Bethune Cookman and Ed Reed, is amazing. I'm glad they doing this. They need to hurry up and get this dude finalized and signed on the dotted line so he can go out to the public and have his press conference. Is kind of overdue now, but like they need to hurry up and have that press conference so the
Yeah.
fans and we can all hear what's going on. Like we really need to hear what's going on about, just for the HBCU land. Just for the HBCU land, we need to hear what's going on as far as what Bethune-Cookman got, as far as what are their transitions, as far as, athletics, football, equipment. We need to know these things. We need to know if this school is going to be an Under Armour school or a Nike school, because that can literally have kids go, oh, I really don't like Under Armour like that, blah blah blah. These kids really think this way now. Oh, I like Nike better. Oh, I'm about to go to this school because they got all the kids really think like that now. But at the end of the day, shout out to Coach Willie Simmons, FAMU. Shout out to you, Coach. But at the end of the day, Ed Reed is a plus, but Bethune-Cookman doesn't need to make it a minus. That's my thing.
I think, and you have a point, Ron, because I feel like the biggest thing that Ed Reed has to do, I feel like that'll make this a longevity situation where he can be there, people will have faith in him, people will trust him, is how many games that they win. Because let's be honest, as loud as Prime was, as loud as he was, in press conferences and how he was acting, his behavior, and all of those things that just made him, he won. You know what I'm saying? The victories follow. He wasn't just loud and losing. He was loud and victorious. Now, granted, Ed Reed has his own style, as he should. I don't think that he should be another Prime. And I hope that people don't put him in that position that he has to now bring on the backs of HBCUs on him just because now he's, transitioning from the NFL into an HBCU land. I don't think that should happen. However, I do think, but I do think that if he wants the success that he's looking for as the head coach for this team, if Bethune is looking for the success that they want for him to bring, they have to win. Whatever it takes, even if it's, not the Celebration Bowl, whether it's a successful season, a season that they haven't seen before, because Bethune has not always been in the realm of where they are now. You know what I'm saying? They've had successful, records. They've had successful seasons. So it's not unbeknownst to them, but it hasn't happened in a while. Just like JSU, that was the same situation. When Prime got there, they were not a successful team as what they were when he left. Come on now. Don't lie. And I feel like that's before we even talk about, I feel like, in my opinion, before we talk too much about, the deals and, the recognition and the exposure as far as business orientation, I feel like let's take care of the football business first. Let's get some victories. Let's get a winning record. Let's have, some more recognition on the players individually, as we've seen with other, things. Let's get some, 5-star recruits. And then we bring in the conversation of, okay, we deserve this, because it's all about what you deserve. They're not just going to give it to them just because it's Ed Reed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, especially because he's not, like what we said, is loud and boisterous. He's more to the point. He's more statistically oriented. He's more by the book. And so that's what they're going to have to do if they want the success that they're looking for.
Let me ask y'all this, with the success that Deion has had, do you feel like a lot of that success is because of that big personality, or do you feel like it's just because of his name, Deion?
Well, go ahead, Ron.
For me, when I look at somebody, well, let's just talk about personalities. I want to break this down because a success for somebody and personality is totally two different things. Hold on. How can I? Okay, let me get this. I know a lot of people in the audience. You guys have watched wrestling. You guys have, you know wrestlers. The success of Ric Flair. Everybody knows Ric Flair. Everybody knows he's probably one of the best wrestlers that ever did it. But if it wasn't for his personality, saying "woo, woo," Keith Steele, Willie Dillon, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. a lot of people wouldn't know about Ric Flair
Mm.
because of his personality, because he's so boisterous, because he's so flamboyant, because he's out there, he's promoting himself. That's
Right.
like if you're winning, that's a plus. But your personality can keep you going longer than your career. I.e., Ocho Cinco, Chad Johnson. His personality took him longer than what his career ever thought of. This dude is in soccer. You would never think a football player is playing the other football sport.
the original football, if you will.
Yeah, so
letting you guys know that we stole that.
Exactly. Shout out Coach Wood. Shout out to Coach Simmons for coming through,
Yeah,
man. For real.
Hey, Coach.
Shout out to Coach Simmons, man. I gotta give him a shout out. Been putting in that work. Hey, Coach Simmons, I don't know what you doing, but you getting the recruits. I'm on top.
Right.
You
I get
getting
an
the
alert on
recruits.
my phone every day.
But I'm just
Damn,
glad.
you assigned this 5-star recruit.
Well, you
we coming in. We coming in this season.
You make me want to pay somebody to be a 5, so I could be a 5-star. So hey, I got
you
4 or
got
5
you
stars
got your
now.
eligibility, Ryan? Did you check with the clearinghouse?
I still got 4 years.
Look, you got somebody that can help you with this, right?
You know, we gonna talk offline. So
Right now,
I'm
waste some college, man.
dead.
Don't waste your money, because I'm not getting that for you.
Jerry said, my name Bennett. I ain't in it. I don't really know what you're trying to say, but it ain't gonna happen.
Oh God. But at the end of the day, I think what you guys the record. Robin, I'm gonna let you go first. Oh,
I'm just gonna let you know, Coach. I have undefeated. Do you have undefeated is the question, because I have undefeated. My chest says undefeated. Now, you do with that what you will. Thank you for coming.
Gary, what about you?
Hey man, I see everything that's going on, man. So I see the work that they're putting in. So to me, I'm in the same boat, man. I don't see a reason why we should lose any games. You know,
I don't see no reason.
At the top, it's us. That's a wise man once said. At the top, it's just us.
Shoot.
There it is. Why not us?
Why
and
not
when
us?
I mean us, I mean the Rattlers, just specifically.
Shoot,
I know
y'all know me and how I feel. I feel like this because sometimes I do show up to practice. Sometimes I do feel the moment. I do feel the atmosphere on the sideline.
Not you got the back behind the scenes, Ron.
Yeah,
Tell us what you know.
Yeah, I do.
Wow.
At the end of the day, I feel like this year, Coach, is going to be your year. I'm not saying you're going to be undefeated, but I know it's a long time coming for FAMU, and I know it's a long time coming for you. I think this year for you, Coach, is going to be an emotional year as far as good emotions, as far as triumph, as far as, grinding it out. I understand the process is grueling. I understand sometimes you be like, why this happened? Why that happened? And at the end of the day, I feel like just like this, I feel like this. If everything is on point and everybody's playing and everybody's healthy, you will outcoach this team. I feel like you will outcoach this team. Now, at the end of the day, it really depends on your players. I know they're behind you. I talk to them. I talk to them boys. I talk to X. I talk to them boys, and they have to execute. You're going to outcoach UCF. They just have to execute, and I know they're going to execute. So it's up to them boys to execute during that game, and y'all will win. That's how I feel about it.
Coach, we ain't not worried about nobody at UCF, USF. It ain't nothing to do with us, okay?
We worried about you.
We worried about the fam. You. That's what we worried about. That's the only you I'm going to worry about. Not nothing that start off with you. We finish with you. How about that?
Exactly. But I can say this Bethune and FAMU game is going to be one of the best games of the season. No matter if it's going to be one of the best games of the season. They're going to have record. They probably going to have a record number in the past, like probably 5 to 6 years attending this game. So I will say that I know all of us is going to be there in attendance for that Bethune versus FAMU game, and that just sightens that game back again. You know, like I know as far as me, as far as all three of us, we haven't saw that excitement that other Rattlers been talking about. Oh, Bethune and FAMU. Oh, Bethune and FAMU. Back when Walt Disney was the sponsor, you know, they going back when Walt Disney was the sponsor. And I'm like, dang, I wish I could have been there for that. So just that game right now, everybody is tuned into that game. Everybody is tuned into Bethune and FAMU. Every Coach Willie Simmons, like they're in it to win it right now.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. We've been watching the transfer portal stuff, like people that's been signing. I ain't seen too much been going on down there. Or maybe it's just been sort of, but I ain't seen too much headlines like, oh, this player signed there, this player signed there. I don't know. I think they're not.
You talking about UCF?
No. Talking about
Bethune.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like they're not marketing it the way they should be. Like that's why I asked that question, because I feel like when you get a splash hire like that, I feel like you have to over market yourself and advertise yourself the same way that Dion did. Like every week he was in the news. So all publicity is good publicity. So with that being said, I feel like Bethune has to market it more and have to advertise it more. The same way Hugh was in the going viral with the stuff he did. I don't necessarily appreciate that, but that's going to bring people to the school.
Well, I'm gonna play devil's advocate for that one, because I feel like sometimes the quietest person in the room really makes the most noise when it counts. You know what I'm saying? And right now, I feel like he's still in transmission mode. Like he just got accepted to this role in December. You know what I'm saying? We just hit January. So while, yes, I do agree with you, Jerry, there is a need for that school, particularly because of, the shift in the new leadership. Could there be more noise? Could there be more, promotion? Yes. But I also feel like, going back to who he is, maybe Coach Reed is not at that point where, like, okay, let me get my stuff together. Let me get this team together. Let me figure out what I'm going to do differently, what needs to change, what I need to adapt to before I just, allow people to, spill all the news or do all of this. Because maybe they are doing those things. And it's just, we don't know about it. Just because we don't know, don't mean it don't happen. We found out a lot of stuff that we find out retroactively that happened like, years prior, and we like, damn, that really happened, and we just now found out about it. So it's like, I want to give him that credit of, it's like, and I don't know, maybe he's not doing anything, maybe he is, but I don't think that it is right now at this point in time necessary, because he is getting his own, position settled. He's getting his own, so to speak, like his feet in concrete right now. That has to mold, that has to settle before you just start stepping and moving, before it's really foundationally ready. So I don't know. I don't know Coach Reed as much as like any other, folks that have been a fan of his when he was the Ravens and things like that. But I do feel like just the shift in the program is always good. Sometimes, especially in the climate of today, change is what we all need sometimes. But I'm going to allow him grace on, this next, maybe month or so, maybe start picking up some things in February, March, recruiting time, things like that, to start making noise. I'm gonna let him settle first.
I mean, for me, it's not even on him. It was on the university. I think it's really on them to ties it better. But I get what you're saying. He's, letting things settle and doing his own little thing in the background. But all I know is, ain't nobody got as much confidence and get as many compliments as an Instagram model when they post it. When you post, when she posts, everybody comment. Everybody comment. But when she behind the scenes, she ain't posting a while, ain't nobody worried about her. With time she posts, you get hard eyes, likes.
No, but let's be honest. But that pop out changes lives, because when you have somebody that is always in the limelight, it's almost like it's you predict it, right? Like we know what's coming. But you have somebody that you don't hear from, just like how you said, they in the best behind the scenes, and then they pop out. Everybody's like, wait a minute, what's that?
Yeah,
I want to know what that is.
Okay, but by the time they pop out, half of the men already got a girlfriend, and they see who else they done posted on IG.
Now you know these young men out here, and not the wholesome cues, but some of these young men, they be like, wait, she wasn't there before. I went to school with her. Let me go check. let me go video. I'm not promoting nobody cheating now. Let me just say that. Okay. Be nice, be faithful, but let's be real. Okay.
Once them sign, they sign.
But shoot, the real thing is about this. Shoot, Eric Reed haven't even signed on the dotted line yet, from what I know.
Oh, he ain't even signed.
Really?
They still conducting his contract.
But okay.
That's why.
Okay. Yeah, that's for me. That's why he hasn't really like push the button. I know I just saw an Instagram post where he actually had on the Bethune stuff, like he had on the warm-up jacket, Bethune shirt, and sweatpants. But I don't like probably just this week or just like from Wednesday to Friday, he probably just now getting to sign a contract, because most coaches that sign a contract, you see the press conference. It's been It's been about almost 2.5 weeks. We haven't even seen no press conference yet.
No, you know what? That's a good point. That is a good point, Ron. Because I had no idea. I thought he had already signed. Because I'm just looking at the most recent article they submitted on December 27th is the last one, or 28th, and it just says that Ed Reed agrees to become a head coach, but just because you agree doesn't mean that you've necessarily signed a contract yet. But I still think that even when it does happen, because I don't foresee it like, oh, he's changing his mind. I think he's fully invested, and I think that they're gonna be committed to him. But let him do what he do. That's all I'm saying. Let him do what he do. He's gonna do what he do.
A wise man for me. Don't wait too long. You got to keep moving.
You told yourself that, didn't you?
Yeah.
You told yourself that, didn't you?
Hey, Jared, I'm gonna tell you another one. This a country saying. If you can't get on the train, stay your ass at the station. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, I have heard that. There it is. Well,
you can't get
best
on
of luck
train.
to Coach Reed at Bethune-Cookman. Welcome to Florida. Well, he's already been at Florida because he was at Miami, but still. Welcome to Daytona Beach. Definitely. All right, Ron, transfer portal. Are there any surprises for you with the transfer portal? And we are specifically talking about football. Before we get into the basketball conversations, just to kind of air that out, are there any surprises for you for any transfers that you've seen?
Transfer portal popping like fish grease out here, boy. I'm talking about you get a fish sandwich. You get it. Hey, you want some coleslaw with that? You want some hot sauce?
It's like when Popeyes had the chicken sandwich.
Portal been popping, boy. It been popping like fish grease. I'm talking about recruiters in there like this. Just dropping the chicken. I mean, just dropping the fish. Boy,
they trying not to
that thing hot now. But transfer portal, it gives us and it gives you players and it take away players. I feel like as far as the HBCU is concerned, they're doing a just due for us the transfer portal. They're trying to find their players. They're trying to find their teams. Like Jackson State, I give them. I don't want to give nobody an A yet, but I do give them a B. FAMU, I give them a B right now. Shoot, dang. But this comment just, hey, What's up? What's up,
Hey,
man?
Zay.
What's up? What's up? Congratulations on getting to the draft. I hope you do good. I hope all is well. I hope you're healthy. I hope I don't know which leg it was. I know you was having some problems with one of your legs. I hope that's good and well with you. But shout out to you, man. Thank you for everything that you did for FAMU, man. And be safe out there in that NFL draft, man.
You got it, man. Future's ahead of you, man. Take care of your body, man. Take care of your money. You got it, dog. Good luck to you.
And your mind, baby. Don't forget your mind too. Mm-hmm. Don't let nobody get in that mind. Because these people crazy out here. They're crazy. Anyway.
Exactly.
But
appreciate
oh, great. Great. Love that. But you said a B, Ron.
Yeah, because it's too early right now. It's too early. Like I'm waiting. Until...
this is a progress report card.
Too early. My interim report every 3 weeks at school. You get an interim report.
But Jerry, he said it's a progress report. It's not the report card yet. This is progress. He's at a B now, so you can get higher. That's not the final score.
Preach.
I got you, Ron.
Thank you for backing me up.
I understand. Growth is necessary. We all have to grow. We have to get there.
But I give it a B. Other schools right now, I see them doing work. I feel like the others I feel like this, just to be all honest with you. Jackson State and FAMU is doing their thing. They getting in there, getting the players that they need. They're not wasting time. Both of the recruiting coaches for them two schools, damn. I wish they can get a pay raise. I wish both of them coaches can get a pay raise because they're doing a tremendous job of getting players and putting them in the right place at the right time on the right team. Not a lot of coaches can do that, and that is a talent. That is not just something that you can do. You have to be called for that position. And those two coaches at FAMU and at Jackson State, the recruiting coaches, that's their calling because it is something to recruit a player to a HBCU, and you're coming from a D1 institution, and you're a 3-star, 4-star. You can go anywhere you want to, but you're going to FAMU, you're going to Jackson State. Yeah. So I commend them for that.
And I want people to realize that, like you said, Ron, they are specific positions for the folks that are doing the recruiting. You have the recruiting coordinators, and of course, like you have conversations with the whole staff depending on, the positions and stuff. I do know that because I used to work in a recruiting office. But I will say that it is a challenge, especially for this sport, because of how many young men exist and are great in this sport. So you're not the only school that are contacting these people, right? You are not the only school that are trying to get them to come to your university. So not only are you, reaching out to them, trying to get them to buy into your plan, right? You got to think about all these other schools and what they're saying and what they're doing and having to beat them out of those games, especially when you are going against, schools that maybe can provide more money, schools that are maybe located closer to where they are, whatever the case may be for these athletes that are thinking about transferring, that are thinking about being recruited and all of those things. So I think people really need to hone in before they start to go high and mighty, be like, oh, y'all could have got this person, y'all could have got this. It's not that simple 1, 2, 3 step. Like, it's strategy that these recruiting coordinators that's why they have their own position. Like, that is essentially why, because it is hard work to get people to buy into the plan of I want you because you're successful, but I want you to want us because you foresee us to be successful together. That's essentially, the foundation of what good recruiting is. So for these guys that are transferring to this university, you know what I'm saying? To any of the universities that we've been seeing, like the surprises and things like that, like how you said FAMU and JSU, like commend the coordinators and the job well done, like you said, Ron, like, because it takes some hard ass work and statistical foundation strategy to get these men and get them over here and to be like, all right, I want to be a FAMU Rattler, I want to be a JSU Tiger, I want to be a Southern Jaguar, like all of those things, especially for HBCUs, because it's always a challenge for us sometimes, and we want the higher caliber athletes.
Yeah, definitely commend them, and don't forget the compliance people. Commend them too. They do a good
Yeah,
job.
compliance. Yeah, compliance. Making
There
sure
you go,
they
Jerry.
straight.
You better
Making
tell
sure that
about
when
them
they come, they
compliance.
can be able to compete. No
Let me stop.
strings attached. I
A
love
lot
it.
approve. But to be honest with you guys, I do think it's a nonstop job. You know, it's a job where you get one, I gotta keep going. I got him, let me keep going.
Yeah.
It's a never ending process. And to talk about, Jackson State and FAMU, I do want to say for me, Jackson
Yes,
State
we
is
did see the 5-star kicker. Sorry. Thank you, Ray.
we definitely saw it. We definitely for me, Jackson State gets the lower grade of a B. And it's not saying that they don't work as hard as the people at FAMU, but for me, the people at Jackson State already have the better facilities that has been advertised on all these different platforms. You know, we got Prime just put out a video on matter of fact on Prime Video.
Play on
That's what you did there.
And it's you like that, right? And advertising the university, like it's showing like the locker room, it's showing like the meeting area, it's showing the weight room, and it's nice facility. So I mean, it's easier to get guys to go to facilities that have or institutions that have nice facilities and nice uniforms, nice helmets, all of that. But when you come into a university that's getting it out the mud and hasn't had a coach, it's even harder. You know what I'm saying? So I commend Florida A&M because they coming out the mud. Like we don't care about, we don't have, Dion, we don't have this, but we got Willie Simmons. You know what I'm saying? We got all these other recruiting coordinators. So we getting it out the mud. So I say we have a higher grade than all these other institutions.
Yeah, that's fair. That's definitely fair. And that really goes to any of the, especially with these HBCUs and how a lot of them are having to get it out the mud to recruit, 5 and 4-star athletes. Like it's a challenge just for our existence. So, yeah, I agree.
Definitely. But yeah, popping like fish grease. Make sure you get your fish plate and your macaroni and your hot sauce. Make sure you get everything you need in the transfer portal. Because when the season starts, ain't no turning back.
With us or you ain't with us?
Top 5 coaches in the D1 for HBCU. I'm gonna go to Jerry for you because you the guru of the football league. You know what I'm saying? Was there any surprises in the rank for you for these top 5 coaches for the HBCUs?
Any surprises?
Yeah.
For me, a lot of mine, I mix mine up Division 1 and Division 2 because Division 2, I don't like not shed the light on Division 2 HBCUs, but a lot.
And we need more light on the Division 2s. Go Rams.
Yeah. Well, last year we ain't do so good, but anyway.
Hey, Robin, guess what? I know who did. I know who is good this year. Benedict Tigers. Benedict Tigers.
Hey, don't push around.
I know that's right, Ron. You better rep your school. You better rep your school because who did good?
Hey, Jerry.
Only lost 4 games in college.
I understand that, Jerry. Guess what?
But we're not talking about that.
For me
talking
now?
About Neil.
What can you do for me right now?
I did go to the national
and
championship.
I stand by it.
To do it, so hey.
You right.
Nah, but to get back to
haters in the building.
Get back to it. I think for me the number 1 would be North Carolina Central. North Carolina Central will be the number 1 team. Trey Oliver, he's done a lot for the university coming from where they were, last year. They didn't have a bad team, but they weren't, where they are now. Coming in and beating Jackson State in the Celebration Bowl, that's a huge accomplishment. So to me, he will be the number 1 coach right now. Next up, I got to name my dog. Got to name Willie Simmons. Got to name Willie. So he would be, number 2. He's lost, I think, about 2 games every year. I want to say that we've, I think, right. So I mean, that's an astonishing accomplishment, not to have a bad season, especially as a Division I head coach. 3, this is where we get to the Division II level, and I'm gonna have to go with your dog, Ron. Coach Berry at Benedict College. Them boys went 11-1.
BC,
11-1.
you know.
And even though them boys would not beat the 2016 Winston-Salem State Rams, I do got to give them their flowers, you know, because they're doing their thing up there, doing their thing. From there, I'm still at another Division II. No, matter of fact, I'm gonna switch that. And I'm gonna go with Coach Washington, A&T. He's been doing great for a long time. This past year wasn't, you know, what they usually do, what they're usually used to accomplishing. But he's been a great head coach at A&T for a long time. Last one would be Virginia Union's head coach, Coach Alvin Parker. Those boys, they had beat the number 2 team in the nation. People that don't know, this is a Division II program. They beat the number 2 team in the nation, Valdosta State. That's the same team that beat me back in 2012. So Valdosta State been good for a long time. So for them to beat them speaks volumes to that program. Coach Parker, I think they went 11-1 last year. They lost at the end before the championship game. So shout out to all of these schools, all these Division II and Division I programs, and these head coaches.
Jerry, thank you. I like that. Me and you be on the same wavelength, but I just did Division I. I was going to do both, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna just strictly stick to my Division I. But yeah, I thank you to the Division II teams at the HBCU level. Y'all do a tremendous job. Y'all literally now they really get out the mud.
Yeah. We want to talk about that.
That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But they definitely get it out the mud. But yeah, my list, I'm gonna start from 5 going all the way down to 1. Man, coach that's number 5 this year, man. I'm talking about Coach Bubba out there in Prairie View. I ain't gonna lie. To me, I didn't think they was gonna have an over 500 season. I was like, hey, Prairie View ain't really gonna make no noise. Prairie View just gonna be Prairie View. They low key, you know, the head up really don't care about athletics. They got a whole bunch of land they can really do something with. They need to do something on that land that they got. I know they got acres on acres on acres. But shout out to Coach Bubba just for, 6-5. Long as you over 500, you doing something right. Oh, you doing something right. 5-3 in the SWAC. They did a decent job in the SWAC. For real. They really did. Could they have won a couple more games? Yeah, but that's just the way the cookie crumble at the end of the day. My next man, the statement that everybody heard around the world. He ain't SWAC. He ain't do this. I was talking about my boy Coach Robinson. That defensive minded coach, one of the best defenses in the SWAC, man. He held a lot of teams under like 2 to 3 touchdowns. I commend that. That's really hard to do, to have that defense step up every game and play like that. That is something profound. That is something that you don't see a lot now these days, to have defenses just stop opponents at every game. Every game, they're having the same mentality, having the same attitude, coming in, defensive minded coach. Plus, you got a coach that coached in the NFL. Played in the NFL. He put his ties in, he put his dues in, and now he's coming back to SWAC to let them know, like, hey, I'm coming to take over. Because at the end of the day, I didn't think his record was going to look like this. I know we all joked about him being a real estate agent, but at the end of the day, he kind of shut us up a little bit. So, he served a lot of people humble pie. And, sometimes it's good to eat humble pie, because I was eating it too. So shout out to Coach Robinson. Keep doing what you're doing out there. This one was conflicting to me, because I feel like this next one, if he would have changed quarterbacks, he probably would have been number 1. He was a stubborn man. you know, he was a stubborn man. And at the last moment, he changed quarterbacks. And he saw what his quarterback can do around his team. I'm talking about the freshest, so clean coach, Eric Dooley, down there in the booth. I
That's
ain't
what
gonna
I
lie.
have.
This stat really, caught me off guard. 5-0 at home. When you go undefeated at home, you setting the tone. And right now, this year, this last year, he set the tone. We're not losing at home. You can come in, do whatever you want to, have trick plays. We are not losing at home. And shout out to Coach Dooley just for going to the SWAC championship, because it was looking very slim. It was looking very, very slim for him at first, but he brought his team together. He did what he had to do, and I commend that, because that's what coaches do. If you have little, you got to put it all in the pot and work with it. You got to. No ends up or buts, because at the end of the day, your job is on the line, not the kids.
Ooh, good point.
Yeah, your job on the line, not the kids. And my next coach, man, is the coach that we all love, the coach that we look up to, the coach that we always want to be around. I'm talking about my coach, FAMU coach, Coach Willie Simmons, man. That boy Willie, Coach Willie. 9-2, 7-1, man, 5-0 at home. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. Yeah, hold on. Coach got his stats right here, man. Coach, let me pull up. Coach said I won't be in the comments, and I got my stuff right here. Let me see. Sure. There you go, Coach. We brag different, Coach. Tell him. We brag different. We brag different, Coach. He is consistently the best coach in the HBCU. Consistently. Undefeated streak at home. That hasn't been heard of in HBCU realm in a long time. He is breaking records right now. So knowing that Coach Willie's breaking records and 9-1, like, come on, you can't pass this up. I know Coach has been getting a lot of job offers as far as D1 status, and I feel like at the end of the day, I feel like for me, he's not finished. He got to win that SWAC championship. That's what something Coach doesn't have, and I feel like he wants that. He needs that. He needs that underneath his belt. He definitely needs that Celebration Bowl underneath his belt. And I feel like, it's in due time, Coach. It's definitely in due time. Be patient. Your time is coming. Your time is coming. But, just Coach is he's tremendous. All his boys love him. Just for talking to all the players, I know Coach Simmons teach them how to be a man. That's, I look up to Coach Simmons. Coach Simmons is like a father to me. Coach Simmons is family. Like, everybody treat me like family when I come in the locker room. I talk a couple of transfers. It's like the first thing, we noticed that they took me open arms. Coach Willie was like a father figure to me or uncle figure to me. I can come up and talk to him about anything. So, just having that as a coach, that person that will bring everybody in together and, let the dogs loose when the dogs need to be loose. Let them back when they need to let them back. And, man, it's amazing. It's amazing. But, Coach, you number 2. The only reason why you number 2 because you didn't win the big one. That's the only reason why you number 2. You didn't win the big one. That's just me. Didn't win the big one. That's just why you number 2. But you number 1 in my heart. You number 1 in my heart. You number 1 in my heart, Coach. Just know that. Just know that. But last but not least, Coach Oliver, man. Coach Oliver. 10-2, 4-1 in the MEAC, 5-0 at home. Man, Robin, this is your school right here. Coach really, he did his thing. I'm not gonna lie, he really did his thing. A lot of people were predicting South Carolina State to win the MEAC again, and they just came out of nowhere. They really came out of nowhere. We didn't think they was going to have one of the best teams in HBCU because they are the HBCU champs. And he's going to have a good team next year. Like
Yeah.
like the MEAC really has to. The MEAC is tricky about the MEAC because every year you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You don't know if South Carolina State is going to be there. Low key, you still don't know if North Carolina Central going to be there. We can't, like in Howard and Morgan, they're all iffy. They're all iffy. They're coming their own way, but they're all iffy as far as, you know, what can happen and who can win that MEAC championship. So, but he is the champ.
Right.
Give it to him. And at the end of the day, shout out Coach Oliver. Shout out to, you know, them Eagles. And Coach Willie, love you too, man. Love you too. Yes, sir.
Okay. So it's my turn. Hold on.
I didn't know that.
Go. Were you about to say something?
Nah, I just said I didn't know that.
I'm ready for mine. Okay, so mine at number 5 was Coach Eddie Robinson because everybody was clowning him, selling land. No, I'm just playing. But I really think that he did a phenomenal job with, you know, his first season out with Alabama State. My number 4 was also Coach Dooley, because one, I feel like Southern is in this you know they're in this funk of trying to maintain their success throughout their season. I feel like sometimes they'll start off really great and then they'll get wonky in the middle and then they'll, you know, finish out, you know, how they did. But I feel like, you know, Coach Dooley being another new leader for the Jaguars was really good, and how he was able to take the team once they once were and trying to build and add more strength. I feel like more years now is going to help this team with this new leadership of Coach Dooley. I feel like it's always when you're, you know, dealing with a new coach, you have to, again, clean up the messes of what came before you and then be able to implement what you need to implement. So I think he did a great job. And he's also coaching at the Legacy Bowl. So shout out to him. So this is where my number 3 comes in. And I actually put Coach Simmons as my number 3 because of my number 2 and 1. Okay, but hold on. Because of my number 2 and 1, I'm not taking away from his accomplishments. And honestly, the way that it's really everybody's tied for number 1. I'm gonna be honest with you. But I see Dallas, and I got you, big dog. But I did put Coach Prime in number 2. Okay, because at the end of the day, regardless of his decision, that man coached that team, right? Like when we're talking about the top coaches in the HBCU, right? We're talking about what they've done for the team. We've talked about the advocacy that they have for the players. We're talking about, you know, the success that they have with the team. We can't take that away from Deion. So Deion deserves to be on that list, regardless of how we personally feel about however he was as a person and what he's doing now. I don't feel like that should be determinant on how well he was throughout this season. And no comment on Prime. Now, my number 1 definitely is my dog, Coach Oliver. And the reason why, and it's not even because he won the championship, because I will say Coach Oliver was dealt, you know, the shorter end of the stick last season with the many injuries that he had with his players and how he had to overcome that and being able to finish out as strong as they did last season. He took those lessons learned from last season. He implemented them with the new players that he were able to have. Definitely had a great relationship with the quarterback who did amazing. You know what I'm saying? It was, I'm creating my list based off of an encumbrance of different circumstances. And I feel like Coach Oliver definitely, you know, he did what needed to be done for this team specifically in this year at the time it needed to happen. Now, granted, was all the other, you know, coaches named successful? Yes. Like I'm not taking away from Coach Simmons. I'm not saying that he's, you know, third in line because he's the third best. No, they're equally successful. But I'm also depicting and looking at the overall from what they had at the beginning of the season and where they are now. And I feel like that top 3 are deserving of those, you know, accolades. With, you know, again, mentioning Coach Oliver and then Coach Dooley and Coach Robinson at those other schools that, may not have had the best season, but coaching wise, they did what they were supposed to do, especially as being new leaderships in those spaces, because that's hard. Like we talk about that many a time. So that's my top 5. I'm sticking to it. Your girl got her accolades and your hand on them out. So thank you and good night. That's that film.
Hey, Ron, I did want to point out a comment, man, about your top 5. Somebody said something about Dooley. He said he should drop out because of his quarterback selection. It's like, how can he be top 5 if he ain't choose the right QB to the end of the year and cost him the game?
The only thing
he on
I'm
my
going
number
off
4.
this. I'm going off this. If your quarterback was that bad, well, I ain't gonna say that bad. Your quarterback cannot really go through his progressions. Your quarterback is not accurate. All your really quarterback can do is run the ball. That's all he can do.
Right.
If they won 7 games, with your quarterback being a running back, I give it to you. I got to.
Maybe they win 8 with the other one.
I don't feel like that one game to Jason and
being
him
honest,
to be off the list.
Being honest, Jerry, they really low key could have only lost 1 game if they would have changed quarterbacks. Think about it.
That 1 game too.
LSU.
So they beat
think about that last game of the season when they played JSU.
Mm-hmm.
We saw something on that field that haven't been played out for Southern at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We saw a quarterback that can make passes. We saw a quarterback that can man the offense. We saw a quarterback that can do things that we haven't saw this season.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
KJ, they maybe not. Maybe not.
But Central did. I'm sorry.
but they could have did better. Like they at least could have been like what 8-2.
They should have done better. Fact.
8-3.
When Southern played FAM, the final score was 30-16. You think that quarterback is 2 touchdowns better than the starting quarterback they had?
What was the reason?
Okay, this what we're getting into, Jerry. This is gonna be Robin. I'm sorry, this is gonna be me and Jerry talking about this.
No, that's fine. I'm here for the audience.
So like for me,
nice,
Jerry, is this: if he was starting in the beginning of the season, it may have been different because they're different coaches, different schemes. We got tape on them, right? So I can't say that, but far as like I know. Quarterback is the biggest thing next to the offense and defensive lineman. They could have won at least 1 more game. They could have been 8-3. At least 8-3. At least. Could they score another touchdown on FAMU? Possibly, because it was throws that McKay could not even make, and dudes were wide open.
Yeah.
So.
He does
you gotta give and take a little bit. I understand film is a big thing, and changing up your coverage for a passing quarterback that can run at the end of the day is another thing. But it's just that quarterback position is very important besides for offensive and defensive line.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, but them boys ain't beating FAM because ain't nobody scored 30 points on FAM besides UNC.
You're right.
So,
right.
Yes, ma'am, you will. Thank you. Me and KJ having a conversation. Y'all was having y'all conversation. We having our conversation.
I
had to put it up there for her. I had to put it up there for Robin. That was for Robin.
Thank you.
That was for Robin.
We're having a great time. Thank you.
I told you people love Jerry Carr. No, not on this show.
What?
I just asked him.
Jerry just said it was KJ. Hey, KJ girl, how you doing?
That's hilarious. But yeah, I was letting Robin have her little conversation. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah, that's why Coach Dooley at number 3. That's why, because he did a good job without a quarterback, basically.
Okay, all right, I hear you.
I respect
take
it. He was on my number 4.
my list better talking about.
Sure. Last thing of the day, guys. I know I like to have fun. These guys know I like to have fun. You know, we did this last year. Yeah.
You said last year like it wasn't 2 weeks ago.
Like it was 12 months.
I'm like, did we do this last year?
You got me effed up. Yeah, Robbie. It's a new year. You got me effed up on what, Robbie?
You know, what do people? It's hard. I don't know. I've been feeling the vibes lately. You know what I'm saying? I don't have one. If anything, it's more personal. It's more about this law school I'm at. It ain't got nothing to do with HBCU.
No, tell him,
athletics.
Robbie. No, tell him.
You know what? I'm going to say it with my chest. Y'all got me effed up that I got to wait 2 weeks to get my mother effing financial aid when I need that money now. But y'all want me to be on time to pay my bills. How am I supposed to pay my bills if y'all don't pay me on time with the money that I'm supposed to be paying my bills with?
Amen.
I'm not understanding.
Amen.
I don't understand why I got to wait 2 weeks. I don't understand why the only thing I got to order from is the 4 for $4.
Yes,
and I can't get the biggie bag because I don't have the extra dollar. I don't have the extra dollar, y'all. I can only get $1. I want a junior bacon cheeseburger, but the other extra bacon, it costs $1, and I don't have it. I have $4.45, and that's all I can do.
Amen.
I want my refund check.
What? We want our refund check, man. We want our refund check.
Sheesh, I thought I got a financial aid at work. Still
Hallelujah. Get it together.
What you got, Ron?
Sure, I'll let Robin read this because, Robin, we was having a conversation, so I got to let Robin have a little conversation.
Wow, yes, I am. I'm such a baby right now. It is hard out here. I am not well. I'm doing great, though. Like, all in all, I'm very excited, very, eager to learn. The challenges are going to come, but thank you. I appreciate the welcome and the support, the prayers mostly. Also, if you have $1, I'm kidding.
Oh my God!
On my 4 for $4 to make it a biggie bag. Damn it!
Thank
you, KJ.
Sure, Jerry, I'm gonna let you go. First. I'm gonna let you go.
I don't even know, man. I don't know. What got me effed? I don't know, man. I feel like Robbie. I'm in 23. I'm good right now. I think I'm good, man. I don't know right now, top of my head. Come back to me, dog. I'm gonna let you go.
Okay. Robin, hold up. I got you.
That's all right. I got it.
You
gotta
got
worry
it.
about me.
Oh, okay,
You
cool.
don't have to worry about me.
Rob, you gonna put it in the chat?
Nope. It's on my name right there.
Okay, hold on. I gotta bring that down. Hold up.
Show my name.
I got you.
Yeah, you are so sweet. Wow.
That is very nice.
I can't wait to spend that $1. I can't wait. Wow. I'm gonna get a biggie bag. There it is, baby.
Blessing in the skies right there.
I have $4.45. I just need $5.45 because taxes.
Blessing in the sky. See.
Thank
Jerry,
you, baby.
See, Jerry, I had to let the conversation go. She wouldn't have got the.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Ron.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Cause I know it's both of us on here, at times, and you don't really have a female opinion to go, so I had to let you,
Doctor, Not you looking out for me in my safe space. I love that. Thank you.
I got you.
Thank
Robin, because everybody loves you. I gotta treat you. I gotta do that
Because I
I
love
know
Everybody
them.
love Rob.
I
everybody
love
love
them. I
Robin.
love y'all. I love everybody.
Yeah, I love
Ray
it.
Ray said you need a drink. Ray said Ray.
Thanks, Ray
Hold up.
Ray. I am gonna get a
Ray,
drink,
she need a
man.
drink too. Her cash
Listen,
app is
y'all.
right there, Ray.
While
Her cash
we
app right
playing,
there. Make sure you
no,
drop that
Y'all don't
thing,
drink,
listen.
Ray.
Ray.
Well,
Do not drink nobody.
listen. While we playing, my birthday is on Monday. Mm. You birthday
Ray,
is
put that extra
Monday.
dollar in there for my girl Robin, so she can get her a drink,
Look, $2 can go a long
get the
way when you know how to
$5
use
big
them
bag.
$2.
$5.
Exactly.
Look, I'll put that thing in my Cash App stocks and let it make money. Stop playing. I know how to do it. Look, I know how to stretch $2.
Money making.
I know how to do that. Look, there it is.
So yeah, he said he got you.
No, y'all
So shoot, what we back to the regularly scheduled program. We was on our little commercial break, the cash out commercial break for Robin.
You're
You
gonna make
okay,
me
Rob?
cry. They really sending me money right now. I'm really emotional. Stop.
See,
Please continue.
thank y'all, because sometimes it be
Y'all
hard out here
listen.
for us. Thank y'all for
Y'all,
helping Robin out during her school time, because
I'm really crying right now.
it be serious. It touch. See that? This is the thing. This is what I love. If I wouldn't have pressed on that conversation, this wouldn't have happened. Cause I wasn't going to do this segment. I really wasn't going to do this segment. I was like, man, I need to start doing this segment every week, because if I don't do it every week, it's not going to be something that fans look forward to. And just look at what happened. Look at what just God did. I'm gonna say God did. So thank y'all for helping her out, because she does a lot of work, and she doesn't have to be here for us. And thank y'all for just helping her out and everything.
Y'all are a blessing. Thank you. I
Rob,
really,
y'all.
wow. I really climbed up. Wow.
Thank y'all for real, for real, for real, for
I
real.
was teared up. Y'all so sweet. Please go. Who effed you? Who got you effed up?
But Jerry, back to the regular scheduled program. Jerry, do you still got something?
Hey man, my mind has just been blown for the last couple minutes. What's been going on this show right now? So, what I'm gonna say to get me, y'all need to cash out me too. Shit. That's what's fucked up. Hey, my money for the y'all.
No, we ain't start that. No. All right. I guess it's my turn.
Y'all got me effed up. What's up?
You got me fucked up. You got me effed up that I watched this college national championship game, and it was a damn scrimmage on TV.
Wait, did y'all see this man? He lost like 16, like I don't know how much it was, but it was like millions of dollars on that TCU Georgia game because he bet for TCU. Yes.
Oh, I seen that job.
I said, actually, somebody need to check on that man. Somebody genuinely needs to check on that man, because.
But this is my thing, Robin. This is my thing. TCU been putting up points. They've been doing their thing. Like they really been like, okay. I see TCU. You out here, man. This is how TCU was before they got out on the field. This how they was, man. This how they was. we're going to sit in a circle and think about what we're going to do to these Georgia Bulldogs. And I want you guys to imagine you're over the field catching the ball and going to a touchdown. No. We want to sit Indian style. We don't want to have nobody standing up. The big guys, the offensive linemen, defensive linemen, just sit down on the benches. The quarterbacks and running backs come to me. And, just imagine that we're going to be national championships. And just think that we have something that they don't have. Now let's go out there and beat the Georgia Bulldogs.
But what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that, Ryan? What's wrong with that?
What was wrong with that? They got their ass whooped. Do something like that. Trying to meditate and try to do all these unnecessary things they haven't been doing. Sure.
Hey, what was that song you just played? What was the name of that song?
I know you better sing it.
That's what I thought.
Better sing it.
No.
Ron Bridges.
Y'all see the pretty wings. We had drums and flats at the national championship game that was brought out. The players was eating. That's what got me.
Yeah, that's
Listen.
the sad part. That's the sad
Them
part.
boys losing by 50, 60 points. Other team being hot wings and fried chicken on you. That's crazy.
Bruh, and GA locker room, coach was like this in the locker room. Now I don't know what the hell we gonna do, but we gonna hit these motherfuckers in the mouth. Now they was in the locker room like this all the time. Get on, coach. Get on, coach. Get on, coach. But I digress, bro. But at the end of the day, yeah, they got me messed up. I left around third quarter because I was like, I'm not watching this bull crap. They had the second string out there warming up. The second string actually played in the national championship. That's kind of unheard of. The quarterback was getting loose. The running back was getting loose. And the tight end was having a field day on the boys, man. Yeah, they got me. Yeah.
You think they was playing? I got a song I think they was playing out. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find a song. It's loading right now. Give me about 2 more seconds.
2 more seconds, sure. TCU need a lot more seconds. Because they did not deserve. They did not deserve that. They did not deserve that at all.
Y'all hear that? Everybody think they soldiers. Ain't no more playing, GA.
Coach is like, we ain't Alabama, but we Georgia. We the Bulldogs. Now one thing what we gonna do when we get out on that field is we gonna hit them in the mouth. Now I don't know about y'all, but I'm turned up. Now we don't win this game.
Yes.
We gonna take all that NIL money and give it to somebody else.
Damn, that would be really bad if that's the consequences. Wow.
Oh, snap. Oh, Dallas, you in Orlando. Okay. Definitely. Dallas, hit me up on IG. I'm in Orlando right now. I'm kind of near the SeaWorld area in Orlando. So hit me up on Bridges on Top. I'll probably follow you. Yeah, I'll follow you. But yeah, I'm in Orlando too, bro. So I definitely hit you up, man. Definitely. But at the end of the day, this is pre-snap read. New year, new us. Our 1-year anniversary is coming up in March. Definitely coming up in March. So that's gonna be a big show. We're definitely gonna have some things going on that day. Robin, what you got for the year, man? Because I know a lot of things going on for you.
Man, listen, definitely school for sure. But I'm also, if people didn't know, I'm the volunteer assistant at NC State.
Ooh,
And we are in competition season. Yes. So we actually have a meet on Saturday. So if you're ever on the ACC network, on ESPN, we'll be tuned in. Try to make it to nationals this year. So yeah, but definitely feeling the vibes this year. I feel like this is a very viable year, trying to, definitely grow, learn some things. But I'm excited for the new opportunities. And again, thank you, KJ, Ray, all y'all. Y'all just blessed my heart. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna cry again when I get in the car. But thank y'all. It's much appreciated.
What about you, Jerry? What you got going on this year? Shoot.
man. Same old stuff, man. You know, enjoying what I'm doing, man. I love helping out the youth. That's always been a intricate part of my life. I used to work in education as a teacher, but now I'm working in education on a different side in compliance and athletics. So I'm definitely enjoying that. Also, man, I got a book coming out, man. Y'all stay tuned. I got a book coming out. I want y'all to tap into. So if y'all into Black history and learning about Black history, about individuals that you've never seen and never met, this is going to be a great book for you and your kids to learn. So stay tapped in.
Definitely
Follow
tap
me.
in.
Follow me on IG.
He's
My
so
IG is Ray
smart. He's so
EOOQER.
smart.
Booker T.
Definitely. Shoot, for me, just continue doing this show, man, because it's, this was a vision of mine. I've been wanting to do it. I just didn't know who to do it with. So thank you two lovely people for coming on week in, week out basis, just for helping me out. Next steps for me is, to be honest with you, I'm just moving day by day. I don't really know what's the really next steps for me. Just trying to improve this show, trying to see what we can do different, try to meet people, just try to make these life connections. I think that's probably what I'm here for this year, to make connections, to see what's really going on with the HBCU community, the Black community, and other ethnicities community. So I think that's probably going to be my main goal this year, just to try to see what's going on with everybody and try to make these connections this year, man. But thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for watching. I know we've been on for a minute. So have a good weekend. Watch some HBCU basketball. Watch some college basketball. We definitely got some stuff coming up in the next couple of months, as far as the Legacy Ball, as far as the HBCU Classic, as far as All-Star Weekend is definitely coming up. We're going to talk about these topics, and possibly we're going to try to have Coach K back on here, man. But shout out to y'all. Peace out. Love, man. And good night.